All right, we got our recaps for period 16 for the Smack Talking Ballers 2.0 League. Live from the Jack Shack. Cheap Promotions is brought to you by Jack Daniels. You know what I mean? So we down here doing these recaps because your boy Gene still ain't got the courage to come out and do these recaps or whatever. He's still waiting to get to at least second place or clinch a playoff before he starts talking some stuff or whatever and doing these recaps. So I'm just keeping that same energy like your boy tries to say. I'm just holding it down. And regardless whether I don't make the playoffs or I don't lose or get knocked out, I'm still going to keep doing these recaps just because we need somebody in this league to keep that same energy up for the whole league. After the first recap, things started getting a little spicy, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing. So we're gonna get into these recaps. So we still got some games going on, but it's pretty much set as far as like who's gonna win and who's not. So I'll get into it. So we'll start off with All Gas No Breaks. He's 8-7. He take the victory over Scrubs, who was 6-9. So that was a 7-4 matchup. Don't really have much to say about this. That was pretty pretty self-explanatory. Scrubs is out of it, so now he's going to fall at 6-10. All Gas No Breaks. He is still in there. I think he's at 4th place right now at 9-7. So keep doing what you're doing. We got White Man Can Cheeks, who has not been very active this year, but decided to do it this year. This week, matter of fact. Trying to do a trade, which I'll get into a little bit later on. He was up against Steve, who is 5-8-2. He's done. His team's been trash, so he's just playing for the fun of it, I guess. So for that matchup, we got Steve winning that one 7.5 to 3.5. He'll go to 6-8-2, and White Man Can Cheeks at 1-15. Next matchup, we got Blake Campbell. He's number 1 seed right now. He is 12-1-2. Only loss was to me. Looking like that's going to be the rest of the season, sadly to say. And got your boy Steven, where I was letting Cook Not Hoop Dreams at 8-7. So Blake pretty much whooped his ass on this one. Funny thing about this one is Blake didn't even play his full matchup. It was pretty bad, and Steven, he tried his best. He tried to pick up some dudes off the waiver wires, which I told you about last week, but you didn't listen. But he didn't show much of a fight. He did something real weird, which was crazy. I mean, this trade deadline, I'm gonna get into that a little bit or whatever, but he dropped Tristan Thompson, which was stupid. Gotta be one of the stupidest moves. Like, I don't understand why you dropped him. Like, you could have just held on to him and pulled off a trade or something or whatever, but you just basically dropped him for nothing. Blake, who is in desperate need of a center, picks him up or whatever, and I don't know how much time the dude gonna get, but until you see it, you don't want to drop a player like that. So that was just pretty stupid on your end. That's probably going to cost you a playoff run, buddy. But hey, we'll see. But you lost this one, and this was a bet that was running for $100. So looks like you had to pay Blake $100, and finally Blake can pay me my money because it's been about 4 or 5 weeks, and you owe me my money, chump. Don't make me have to come down to Miami and come fuck you up, get my money, man. So have my money. But that Blake got another win, got $100. He's still in number 1 spot right now. So that's what's up. Steven, you're still fighting for your playoff life. That's going to drop you probably out of the playoffs right now with a little bit of time left. So you better hope and pray Zion do something or whatever. You've been banking on his ass all year, so I don't know. Next matchup, we got Loaded Bucks, which is Lenny versus Gavon and auto drafted Chip. This one's looking pretty close right now, but Gavon pulling away at 6-5. So he'll go to 11-5. Lenny, you're going to 8-8. So you are another one on the cusp. You might make it over Steven because your team's a little bit better than his, but you never know. So you better do something. You try to you know, try to make some moves. I see you chatting or whatever, but you need to come a little bit better than that, because you don't want to miss that playoff run trying to, you know, pull some bullshit. You know what I mean? You're trying to pull a shyster move or whatever. So that's was that. And then the last, well, not the last matchup. The next matchup we got Gritty and Grind at 6-9 versus Gene Deservines. The marathon continues at 8-7. Gene was looking a little shaky there, but he pulled it off. He finished his food, so he got that 8-3. So he's going to go to 9-7. Gritty and Grind, you're out of it as well too. So you are 6-10, buddy. So you are playing for pride at this point. Gene pulled off a little sneaky trade or whatever. You know, I give him props that he been watching my moves or whatever. So he pulled off a trade for Fournier. I forgot who he gave up. I think Dennis House Jr. and somebody else. Yeah, let me look at these trades or whatever. I'll give you a rundown on all these trades or whatever. So he pulled a little move to try to, you know what I mean, you know, do some things or whatever. So I see what you're doing or whatever, but you still got some ways to go, because you still fighting for that last spot too. So you know, you better keep it up, because you right now at 6th spot. I don't know what's going to look like after the standings, you know, get straightened out after these wins and losses come official. But you know, whatever. So yeah, that was a good trade. Yeah, Kendrick Nunn. You gave away Kendrick Nunn and Daniel House for Fournier. So you're trying to strengthen up your bench or whatever. So I see what you're doing. So, you know, it's all good. And finally, we got myself in the number 3 spot, playing nothing but rings. He was at, what is your ranking, sir? I just had you up. You were 7-8. You're going to 7-9. You're done as well too, sir. So you're playing for pride as well. I'm going to move to 10-6 right now. 6-5. Might fluctuate because Dame Lillard is playing right now. I didn't even get a chance to make. This week was tough for me as far as I had to scrape. If I would have played anybody else, I would have lost. I ain't gonna lie. I got lucky. I played nothing but rings. He was nothing but a cakewalk for me. If it was anybody else, I probably would have lost, because I had so many injuries and so many trades that happened this week or whatever, and guys not playing. It was really tough for me. I think I made it to 32 barely, if you count it. Yeah, I probably made it 32. Yeah, so it was tough for me. I mean, you had Alex Burks. He got traded. He didn't play damn near this whole week. Marcus Morris, he played today, but he was out like 2 days for the trade or whatever. Shit, who else was out for me, man? I don't care about all the rest of y'all. This is, you know what I mean, my time to speak on what I got going on or whatever. Will Barton was out this whole week. I ain't even counting Clint Capella or Kyrie. You know what I mean? So it was really Dame was carrying it. Kelly Oubre came out with a big game. What was that, Friday or Saturday? Came out, dropped 39. So, you know what I mean? I've been hanging on barely or whatever. So glad to be able to get through this week or whatever. And, you know, hopefully after the trades settled or whatever, you know, people start getting acclimated with the teams, and you see what's going to happen with whoever, and people start getting healthy. So just trying to make this strong push, get everybody healthy and ready for the playoffs, because that's all I'm worried about. I don't care about the regular season. I want to get that 2 seed, you know what I mean, to get that buy and that money, whatever. But we're gonna make it work. So that was pretty much the matchups for this week. And then let's just go through a couple of trades that kind of stuck out for me. I mean, I don't know the rule. I'm going to talk about it because it's my goddamn recap or whatever. One of the things that needs to happen next year is if you are automatically eliminated from the playoff run after the second half of the season, you should not be able to make no trades. It should be not allowed. And then also too, that's just kind of weird. You trading against the person that you playing. I'm speaking on the trade attempt from the bum Steve. Jones and the other dude, White Men Can't Cheat. He's basically out of it. He's dead in the water. So it just looks a little crazy when you trying to trade like your two best players or whatever for, you know what I mean, not really much in return that makes sense, and then it's just like, it's just kind of weird. So we should put some rules around that next year. That's just my opinion. And then I don't know when the trade deadline is in this group, but that needs to be put in the chat as far as like when that's gonna happen or whatever. Yeah, nothing really else popped up as far as, yeah, it was another trade attempt. I mean, I ain't gonna get too much into that or whatever. I thought it was a fair trade, but you know, it is what it is. So it didn't go through. So I guess people just kind of staying pat, you know, other than Gene's trade. So again, it would be good to hear what the trade deadline is for this group. We don't have that much time left. There's only 3 games left, 3 weeks left. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough. So it might be over this week, who knows. So yeah, that's just pretty much it with that. So we'll go into next week's matchups, see what's going on. I mean, I ain't going into the standings right now because I'll kind of go into it next week or whatever, as far as when it gets updated. But next week's matchups, let's see what we got. Let me see this shit. Hold up. Trying to do this fan tracks on this goddamn computer. It's always funny, look different than what it's on the goddamn app. Okay, here we go. Alright, week 17. So the matchups are going to be, I got Gavon next week. It's going to be a big one. I got to take you out, son. I probably ain't going to bet because I'm banged up right now, so I ain't going to hold you as far as like putting up no bet. But I mean, I'm going to be trying to take you out, so it's going to be a tough one. So you know what I mean, we'll see how that works or whatever. That's just what I got. But yeah, it's going to be tough, but I got to take you out, son. So we got me and Gavon. See who else we got. Okay, here we go. All right, so we got me and Gavon. What the fuck is this? Oh, do me and Gavon play next week? How do you do this shit? Okay, matchups. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, me and Gavon. We got we face off Gritty and Grind versus Loaded Bucks. I am Lenny Cook, not Hoop Dreams versus White Men Can't Cheats. That's a bye week or whatever. Well, the bye week. Who knows? If White Men Can't Cheats play his matchups, man, he should beat Steven, because his team is trash too. I'm sorry. He's a walking bye week. You supposed to handle your business this week, but you just couldn't do it. So you're a walking bye week. So I stand by that till you prove me otherwise. But you should win that one or whatever, since this dude don't be playing his matchups. We got Nothing But Rings versus Scrubs. Don't really care about that matchup. Steve versus All Gas No Breaks. You should take him out. All Gas No Breaks. Steve's trash. And then big matchup between Blake and Gene. Gene, if you lose this one, it's gonna be tough, man, because Blake ain't playing this year. I'll give it to Blake, man. He ain't playing, man. He ain't playing this year. So yeah, you better do something. You ain't playing in these bums or whatever. So I'll say that. So and then I just one more thing I wanted to say before I get off or whatever. I don't know what's up with this. I mean, I know Fantrax do a better job as like tracking the, make sure you don't go over, as far as I know. I mean, just be mindful, the week up matchups is 35, so I hope that they still ain't counting over 35. So commission, you need to go check on that or whatever, you feel what I'm saying, because there's money on the line with that, and you don't want nobody trying to add on or whatever, and you know, working the system and all that shit. So yeah, that's the only thing I seen right now. I see the dude that I just played, what's his name? What's this dude name I just played and whooped him? Nothing but rings. Dude played 37 people, so I'm hoping that shit don't count. You feel what I'm saying? Where you feel what I'm saying that shit look crazy, whatever, like going over 37. You know the matchup limit is 35, so yeah, they need to make sure people don't be going over that or whatever. So that's another thing. And then I don't know what the limit is next week because of the All-Star weekend. So commission need to get on that and start letting people know about that. So you know what I mean. That's pretty much all I got to say. About to crack open one of these bottles real quick or whatever down in the Jack Shack. And then yeah, let's see what y'all got to say in the comments in the group me chat or whatever. Because you know what I mean. I'm keeping that same energy. So I hope y'all do too.